Good morning, everybody. Ben Jones here with Patrick from Bronson Coffee Roasters. It is Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. on the 7th day of April. Welcome back to my home coffee shop, where we're going to be looking today at... I'm going to come back to the AeroPress, but we're going to do what's called the inverted method. I'm going to repeat this in just a little bit, make sure people have a chance to come in and join us. AeroPress, for those of you who haven't seen the other videos, was invented in 2005 by a Stanford University professor of engineering, Alan Adler. He, on the side, ran a toy company, the Aerobi Aero Flying Ring. One day he decided he wanted to make a cup of coffee, didn't want to brew a whole pot of coffee for just one single cup, and knew that nobody else would be drinking, so he went ahead and went to his workshop, and as a classic engineer, he solved a problem, figured out a way to make a device that would brew a single cup of coffee at a time. So we're going to look today another divergence from Alan Adler's original recipe. We're going to look at what's called the inverted method. The standard way to use AeroPress would be filter cap on top of your mug, and then add everything to that. The inverted method, we're going to remove our filter and our cap, and we're going to start with our plunger in the AeroPress. And I went ahead and inserted that a decent amount, where a solid finger is within. You can even push it down. Right now it's at the top of the 4. You can even push it farther if you want to. Fun fact, it has been just over 4 years since I've done an inverted AeroPress. I stopped doing them. Fair warning. I don't see any benefit in doing the inverted method. However, there are many people out there that like it. My good AeroPress friends, Rusty Obra and Zach Perkins, are both upside down AeroPressers. So, as a little homage to them, I suppose we'll do it upside down, go inverted. All right. The benefit, as I trash talk AeroPress upside down, the benefit of it is that we have a sealed chamber, so all the coffee and water we put in together are going to maintain contact with the whole brew. When we do it the traditional way, we put our coffee, we put our water. Yes, some of the water drips through and doesn't contribute to the extraction of flavors. I'm okay with that. Some people don't like it. But since inverted is out there, let's look at that. Insert this, set that there. We always will rinse our filter and our brew device. That's just a best practice. Gets things nice and toasty. Oh, I'm seeing some comments on here. Yes, I would love to answer any questions about AeroPress. If you pop them into the comments while we're live, I'll take my best try at it. All right, so we have AeroPress upside down, my pre-wetted filter. I'm gonna put my funnel on. I've weighed out beforehand 19 grams of coffee, and this is right in the exact middle range of my grind setting. Not too coarse, not too fine. I know that with this kind of medium drip setting, if I give it a 4-minute steep, like I would on a normal brewer, it's gonna be too long. So with this one, I wanna have about 2 minutes with the AeroPress. So medium coarse, about 2 minutes steep time. We're inverted. All right, I have my mug, I have my paddle, we're ready to go. I'm gonna go and start my timer. And we'll start adding our water. Always give a good aggressive pour. A little splashing never hurt anyone. Leave a little bit of space from the top. Then give it a good stir. This stirring action, this is one of the elements that helps us do a shorter brew. As we stir, we give that turbulence. That helps shake out coffee flavors. I like to think of it as a coffee flavor piñata. We've hit it once and got a nice hole in there, and now we shake the piñata to shake the flavors out, shake out the candy. All right. Because we went inverted, all that coffee and water, they're just steeping together. We haven't lost any to the drip through. Personally, doesn't bother me, but to each their own. So now we set that there and we wait. I just need to give that another good 30 seconds before I flip it and start the press. We do stock AeroPresses that are on our website, so if you don't have one, you can visit batdorfcoffee.com, and we would love to help you get an AeroPress. We also have some great resources there, our continuing, Facebook and Instagram feeds. We've got a lot of fun little tutorials out there, doing what we can to fill our time when we can't make it into the office. All right, we're at 1:50. And I'm gonna do the flip. Now here's the fun part for the flip. Let's go and use this mug for kicks. I'm gonna set my mug on top, and then I'm just going to lift and flip, and I'll start the press. And I see a comment just came in. Brendan's asking, was my winning recipe inverted or standard method? All right, good question. So here's my other AeroPress. I have a golden one from 2016 when I won the US National Championship. That was standard method. Again, I haven't AeroPressed upside down in over 4 years. And the last time I did it was prepping for that competition, trying out inverted, and I like the standard method best. One of the reasons for the standard method, there's that little hiss. I'm going to keep going through. I want to add that texture, so I'm just going to bottom this out. There we go. We have a nice, again, concentrated brew of coffee. Because I used 19 grams, that's roughly just shy of 4 tablespoons. I know that that's just enough coffee to fill up my favorite mug. So I pour that in there. You're like, oh no, but Ben, your cup's not full. The AeroPress brewed a strong cup of coffee. I'm just going to dilute it down as if you were making an Americano. I now have just enough. And there to sip. My coffee today is the Colombia Las Presas from Batdorf and Bronson. I am a huge fan of Colombian coffee. For me, it just hits all the flavor profiles I want. Maybe it's because I grew up drinking 100% Colombian coffee at my grandma's house, so she always bought. There's something really comforting about that classic Colombian coffee profile. Doesn't need cream and sugar. If I add cream and sugar, that's just to kind of maybe make it a little extra sweet. Maybe I want to add some of that creaminess texture to it. But the nice thing is when you make a careful cup of coffee, when you pay attention to the small details, and if you like the flavor, you just don't need to correct it. So we've got a good it's a good little cup of coffee. Let's go back and talk about that AeroPress for a moment. Now, I said that I don't invert anymore. And I don't endorse the inverted method. One of the reasons is I started getting greedy, and I started to see how far out, how little commitment can I put that plunger in. So I would like push the edge of the insert there, try to get maximum brew chamber. Then when I went to grab it, the pressure from the degassing of the coffee trapped by that filter, this bottom would pop off, and I had 195 degree water and coffee all over my kitchen, all over my hands. I'm a slow learner. After the third time, I finally said, I'm not going to do that anymore. But I still wanted to solve that drip through question. So it's that drip through that people are trying to avoid when they do inverted method. So if you prefer inverted method, I will challenge you. I'll do my other AeroPress here. Since my other one's dirty, I have to pull out the little guy. All right. My challenge for inverted users is go ahead and leave it traditional. Add your coffee, add your water, give it the stir. That stirring is going to swirl it. You'll reduce the drip through. Angle your plunger and rotate it in. By here, it's already in a finger's width deep. Continue. We've sealed. Now that we have that seal, our drip through has stopped. With a little bit of practice, very little practice, you can get it down to where you're losing less than an ounce of water as the drip through. So there's no need to invert. Alan Adler, being the engineer that he is, focused on data, he did an analysis of all the competitions, and more than half of, so the majority of winners of all AeroPress competitions have been standard method, not inverted. That's a good cup of coffee. So I hear somebody saying that inverted is pointless. I would tend to agree with you. I avoid the inverted. If you use inverted, again, not judging you there. Let's see. All right, getting some more comments burning in. Cool. Good to see everybody this morning. That's a nice cup of coffee. I really miss going out and sitting and having a cup of coffee with people. It's one of my favorite little things to do. So, get out there. Get yourself an AeroPress. Inverted, traditional. It's all good. I have a preference for one. Again, so I mentioned Rusty and Zach. So I got 2016 gold medal. Rusty came before me at 2015, and then Zach followed up right behind for 2017. Both of them played with the inverted methods, and they both brew a really nice AeroPress. So there is that. What's important is that you go out there and you find some coffee, find a way you like to make it. We offer almost 30 different single origin coffees and blends, different roast profiles. So if you like something lighter, zippy, higher on the acids, a little more lively, we have coffees for that. I would recommend this Colombia, our Burundi would be a fantastic coffee. If you like them a little more mellow, nutty, look for some Guatemalas, some Nicaraguas. Some fantastic Sumatran coffees. And then our blends, very well rounded. We're going to do another video later on differences between single origins and blends and how you can play with those. Different roast degrees. So we have medium roasts, dark roast, and then an Italian roast. So coffee is not a right and wrong answer kind of thing. This very much is, do you like it? And are you able to do it and repeat those results that you liked? My least favorite cup of coffee is the one that I don't want to drink. Those are the flavor profiles that I like, and I can finish up. Got somebody asking, what do you do with the old grounds? Can you get 2 cups out of them? I suppose in a pinch, if you were relying on mail delivery and you're timing everything out, I would never recommend double brewing a cup of coffee, because when you brew, you're essentially rinsing out the good flavors, and once you rinse those out in round 1, you don't have any good flavors left for round 2. Coffee's not like tea. With certain green teas, you can do a double flush. The first brew will taste one way, the second brew will taste another way. So with my old coffee grounds, those just go straight into the compost pile, and we put them back onto our garden. They're fantastic nitrogen replacers. Fantastic. Well, baddwarfcoffee.com for all your coffee needs. Come back, visit us on our Facebook and Instagram pages. We're going to continue to have little coffee chats. Getting some more comments coming in. Oh, I can't read that full comment. Somebody wrote a very long comment, but I can't see it here. So we're just gonna let that one ride. It's from Bad Dwarf, so it'll be on there. I'll respond to that in the comments below. But we'll be here making some more videos. Come back tomorrow. We're gonna do something fun. At some point, we're gonna do a little chit chat about single origins versus blends, medium roast versus dark roasts. It's a good day to sit back and sip on a cup of coffee. I think I'm going to find a book and a chair and take half an hour and drink my coffee. I really do enjoy talking AeroPress, so if anyone has any questions out there, don't hesitate to toss them out to us. And if you want to see something specific on our videos, we would love to try to answer those questions too. I like to think I know a lot. I definitely don't know everything. I just like coffee. I like people. I miss y'all. Stay safe. Be well. Cheers. And I'm stumbling over everything in here today.